She's already calling for the kids.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hey, Skip, how are you doing? How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, I turned the volume down on this.
Hey, Skip, how are you doing? Yeah, I heard that one.
I got it turned down now. I think I'm good. I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm good to go. Hope so. Anyway,
Yeah, we got 9 people in here right now.
faces for
Actually, 10.
faces for radio, huh, Chad?
Hey, we can't help it. We're good.
Hey,
Hi, Blessed.
I
Hi,
can't.
Fish. Hi, Chad.
I have a picture. I can't grow a beard, even if I wanted to. Too much. We got Indian in our blood.
Hey,
You know,
Captain, how are you?
I try to grow facial hair. I get a little patch here, a little patch here. I think I'm Apache.
See, I'm half Norwegian and half Apache, but the Norwegian takes over. Yeah, Maurice, we got the
Yeah.
muskrat in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, let's
Hey.
share this out and share this out and see how many people we can get in here tonight.
That's one of my little fishing buddies here. Who come by and spend the weekend with me.
Hey, how are you doing, little guy?
You want to tell him your name?
Hi, Demit, and I'm 11 and a half.
Hi, Demit. You're 11 and a half. You got to look at this screen because that's where you're at. 11 and a half. This guy here, he likes to fish. And I tell you, when it comes time to round up the bait, these guys put the hammer down on the bluegills and bait fish for me, don't you?
That's good.
We're heading out tomorrow morning, actually.
Yeah.
John's asked how's your dad doing? John Patrick's asking.
Hey, John, thanks for that. He's doing a little bit better. He's been to the doctor and got some medication and stuff taken care of. So hopefully he can get himself all squared away. He just had me worried for a little while.
Brandon is asking who your sidekick is.
Yeah, that's my nephew, Hyde, and then his brother's here. A little muskrat. Actually, Skip educated me on what you call a little muskrat. A baby muskrat is called a kitty.
A kit. A kit. Hey, Lau, how are you doing?
Yep, a kit.
There's one on the screen for you.
Hey, Betty, I did not get the windshield installed yet. Now that I've got a windshield, I've got to build 2 consoles. So the console I had is too wide for a dual console setup. So now I've got to build consoles.
That bites.
Well, I wanted the console, so I'm happy I got it. And I've just got to get to more work.
Right.
James, that's actually funny that you asked about a T-shirt. I'm working on one. I've the Teesprings and seeing if I can get T-shirts made. I think I'm lagging a little bit.
What was on your head today? Palmetto Cats asked.
I had to have I had an EEG done. without going into a whole lot of detail, I got some health issues. They're just trying to figure out what's wrong with my head. Everybody's been taking stabs at it for years, but nobody can figure it out.
Betty Jean says this.
Do a contest to win a shirt so I can. So that's funny she says that because I actually got these two brand new pretty.
Now you're going to get aroused. Hey, Headhunter, hi.
I got
spread, huh?
Those are thanks to Betty for sharing a contest, and I hopped on it, and I was like one of the very last people to get in the contest and won the planning boards. They're still clean though, so I haven't got to use them.
Wow, we got 11 people in here already.
Am I still lagging on you guys' end over there?
Yeah, you're lagging a little bit.
It's saying I'm having internet connection issues.
How big is that cat in your profile picture? Give him a minute. He's having internet issues on his end. We were going good there for a while before chat. He'll be right back.
Try doing something else. Am I back?
Okay. Yeah, you're back.
Where's my tech guy?
Yeah. Where's your tech guy at?
I don't know. I think the kids are all on the internet in the next room. No? You took them off? How do you know? You gave them tablets. Oh. All right. Well, my phone was connected to the Wi-Fi, so I hopped off it. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I can see you now.
Okay. Matthew watched my cast throwing the cast, and he learned it in about 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different method.
It's easy for a 5-foot and 8-foot net. It's a real simple. It's nothing real fancy like you're grabbing 4 or 5 handfuls of net differently.
Yeah.
And I've been using that method for years, and everybody else tells me how to do it differently. And I see how they mess up on their cast, which I do on mine too. But from the bank, I get a higher arch than what you guys do from a boat.
No, that's one of the ways I actually recommend a lot of people to try to start learning how to throw a cast net is from a dam wall or from an elevated position, because it helps you get the form down and the rotation down. And then, after that, then you could try throwing,
I like doing it in the yard, especially somewhere clean that you had raked up a good 20, 30 foot circumference of free of rocks and branches and all that.
Right.
And just it's in your yard and throw it, because you will get good at it. You'll get to be getting that pancake almost every cast, every throw.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to get my computer to go back. It lost the internet connection, so I can't see chat yet. So if something pops up in chat, if you don't mind throwing it up there on the screen while I try to get this going again. My internet connection here is horrible. I can't get Wi-Fi where I live, which is crazy because I'm not far away from anything. So I use an AT&T hotspot, and it's not very reliable. So
that ain't how I pick up those piles of leaves, Matthew. You threw about 2,500 times today? Your arms must be hurting, Chad.
hey, no, I don't think anybody's throwing 2,500 times.
No, Chad said he threw about 2,500 times a day.
Hey, Kevin. So that flathead's in my profile picture is 55.03 pounds. I caught it out of Ravenwood, Ohio, on the Ohio River. And I've actually got a small part of the video on there. At the time, I was just playing around with my phone. I didn't really have any intentions of doing YouTube at the time, but it was just a big fish. I wanted to have it recorded. So the quality ain't great, but yeah, it was about this time of year, high water. I love fishing high water. It was high, muddy water. It was 1:30 in the afternoon. Everyone said that they're spawning. And so basically everything that everyone tells you, don't fish. So don't fish that high, crazy water. Don't fish muddy water. Don't fish in the middle of the day. You can't catch flatheads with cut bait. I caught my biggest flathead at 1:30 in the afternoon on cut shad in muddy, flooded water. And I'll do it again.
I do it again too.
I love muddy water.
Muddy water is really good for cats. That's what John's letting you know.
Hey, thanks, Chad. I was wondering if my quality got any better now that I'm just using my phone instead of the Wi-Fi here.
John was telling you he'll give you a heads up next time.
Who's that?
John Patrick.
Oh, John.
Virginia.
Yeah, man. I hate that I missed you guys down there when you guys were camping out. But yeah, we'll definitely have to get together. I love Racine area.
Hi, Blessed. How are you doing?
Chad, so you did not throw 2,500 times a day. I'm calling BS on that. I'm getting cut back up on the chat. Now that my when are we going to the river? Betty and Brandon, I'm looking forward to it. As soon as you guys are ready. You guys are ready before I will. I'm still working on the boat. Yeah. Hey, look, there's Rick Wilson in the house. Actually, in that video, Rick Wilson was the buddy that was with me when I caught that 55. Do I like day fishing over night fishing? I really like them both about the same, to be completely honest. I love night fishing when it gets hot like this. But for the ability to read the river, read your current seams, and follow the bait, fishing during the daytime has a lot of advantages. But there's still that part of me that loves to fish at night. That I'll still have my black lights out and my lightning bugs and do the whole ordeal.
Rick Wilson, you like day fishing or night fishing, and why?
That's the one I just went over, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Chad says we need a party on the Muskrat barge. Yeah.
All right.
That pontoon will hold some folks now. Yeah, it'll hold some folks.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin, you're just trying to stir the turd there, bud. I'm smarter than that. Who's your favorite fishing buddy? I'll tell you, my favorite fishing buddy, honestly, whoever's in the boat with me.
Me.
My wife is over there raising her hand. She's over there.
Me?
She's in the background saying me.
She
hangs in there pretty good for a girl, but At the end of the day, she's still a girl.
Finsugar's asking how the boat build's coming.
If I can make up my mind how I want to finish it out, it would go a lot faster. I'm at a standstill now with we're picking up the windshield and having to build 2 consoles. I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and do that now while I'm this far in, or I may just go ahead and finish where I'm at right now, get back on the water, and then come July, August, things slow down, get those consoles built and have a quick swap. Probably what I'll end up doing. So I was just at a standstill while I was waiting to see if I was going to get this windshield and what I was going to do with it from there. But now I should be able. Next week I should be able to get it pretty much wrapped up.
She got their hornet's nest stirred up on that one.
Yeah, I know. Now the wife does pretty good. She holds her own on the boat. She just don't get out as much as me, and she's still got a lot to learn. But she loves doing it. I mean, she'll get her hands dirty. She don't care about doing what it takes to put fish in the boat. So.
Okay, so what got you into catfishing?
Honestly, I was probably about, I think, 12 or 13. And we had a small creek that ran behind our house. It's actually Paint Creek, for some of the people that live around here know it. And I grew up and lived on it, and I caught small fish over and over again. Well, I finally caught a flathead, and at 12 years old, 12, 14, I'm not even sure how much it weighed. 15-pound flathead was just bigger than anything I'd ever got. And I was hooked. That was it. That fish, a big flathead, pretty much set the tone for me wanting to chase catfish. Just bigger fish, better fight. I just loved it.
What got you hooked on the Ohio River?
Got hooked on the Ohio River. That's just where the big fish are. I'll be honest. There was a point in time where I fished Pay Lakes. I hate to admit it now because of how passionate I am about conservation of the fish. But once I got out of the Pay Lake and realized that those big fish are in the river, and it's a lot more challenging and a lot more rewarding to find them and offer them a bait that they can't resist, and get on them on the river. I mean, because the Ohio River around here, I mean, we got the Cider River around here where we're at, and it also holds good fish, but I don't have a small boat to run it, so I just went straight to the Ohio River and started catching fish there, and that was it. And once I knew I could go there and catch big fish, that's all I want to do all the time.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Catfish, 100%.
I knew that.
Yeah, I mean, I love my crappie fishing. Catfish and crappie, when they come in here, I'm like, man, that's a great name because that's pretty much all I want to do. Crappie fish and catfish.
Catfish and crappie, that's, man, you got good crappie you can catch to eat.
Yeah.
You got good catfish you can catch and release.
Right.
So how can you get anything better than them two fish?
Yeah.
Big bass, big blues, big crappie.
Yeah. Yeah, unless crappie got as big as catfish.
Hi, Crystal.
That's my daughter there. I just seen what she said. That's pretty funny from a guy that only raised girls that fish. Unless we to outfish even you. That's a fact. That's a fact. I knew I was going to eat those words when I said it. As soon as it come out of my mouth, I was like, yeah, that's going to bite me in a minute. I like razzing my wife. She's a good sport. She puts up with me. I mean, she likes to hunt. She fishes. She helps clean the catches. She can skin a deer. I got pretty lucky. Who can show me how to catch big cats? A friend of mine asked me who can show me how to catch big cats. Yeah, that's right. Skip was friends with Rick Wilson. They were talking about crappie fishing, local lake, and Rick kind of mentioned my name, and I met Skip through here, and we got together and started fishing. And Skip is a fantastic guy. He's just a great sport and a very eager learner. I think Justin did the same thing. I'll be honest. I have like one of almost every catfish rod and one of like every reel because I'm just an indecisive person. So I wanted to try everything before I decided what one I liked. And for that reason, I have a lot of rods and reels. And I think Skip wanted to. He was kind of indecisive on what kind of rod he wanted, and unless you're at the catfish conference somewhere you can put your hands on everything, you really just kind of left staring at a screen and reading reviews. And with me having an arsenal here to play with, I told him to come down and grab rod and reels, find out which ones he liked, and so that's kind of how we started hanging out.
Yeah, I use my two big cat rods I got from Bass Pro, 11 foots. I got 2 pins and a Cast King 5000. And those are the 3 reels I like the best. My pin 8000, pin 6000, and the Cast King 5000.
I'm Abu 6500, and then I got Pin Squall or Pin Fathoms.
You like
bait casters. What's that?
You like bait casters.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even own a open face reel for catfishing. All mine are bait casters.
I like spinning best.
Pick a celebrity, YouTuber, or angler you would like to fish with. Kevin, that's a good question. Even though I knew that question was coming because that's one of your go-tos. What's this guy doing back here?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know. That's kind of tough. There's a lot of guys I really enjoy fishing with. I'm lucky enough that a couple of the guys that I consider celebrities or YouTube heroes I've already fished with. So I fished with Chris Souders. Of course, I think you can fish with Chris for years before you ever get all the knowledge out of him. And same goes for Doc Lang. I fished with Doc Lang before, and Doc Lang will forget by midnight tonight more than I'll ever know. He's that good. But
your friend got a big beard.
He's like me. He calls it as he sees it. I said, man, that guy's got a big beard.
Oh, my beard?
Yeah.
I'm just Santa Claus in disguise.
Santa Claus in disguise. You better be good. He's going to watch it now.
How about Chris Flores?
Man, I really like Chris Flores. He is a really I don't know if I can fish the ditches and have a good time as I do on the rivers and stuff. But Chris is just an outstanding person in general. I mean, he's great for the sport. He's just a good, human being. I would really enjoy fishing with him. So to be honest with you, I mean, I'd pick one person and then I'd turn around and say somebody else.
There's a message for Hyde.
There you go, buddy. Michael Murillo says that he's making his list and checking it twice. You better be nice. Hey, while I'm paying attention in the background here, I'll show you. My daughter was in chat. If you guys notice, this right here is a painting that she did for me for Christmas, which I'll see if I can. Whoops. It's always backwards. I always, when everybody else does it, I laugh, but yeah, that's a painting there that she did for me. So really proud of it. The other one there, I know we talked about it earlier, but that is Shannon Biddle on Facebook. He does these sketches and prints, and they're really good. I actually won that one, believe it or not. And
Whoops.
what is it?
I hit the wrong one.
Oh,
There it goes. That's the right one.
number one place you've never fished but want to. That's another good one because the James River is high on my list, and but the Mississippi, just trying to understand fighting that current that those guys talk about. I think that I think it'd probably be the Mississippi.
If there's one place on the Mississippi I'd love to fish if I had a pontoon boat. That's right where the Missouri and the Mississippi and Wood River meet. A small creek and two big rivers meet, make that big confluence there. There has to be some big catch in that confluence.
Oh yeah.
That's one place I'd like to anchor up just outside and cast into it and see what I'd catch.
I seen another question in there about the Tennessee River. I've not fished the Tennessee River much. I have fished Watts Bar, and I can't remember what else we fished down that way. But I had a great time at Watts Bar, and I'll probably be going back. And to be honest with you, if I had the money, we'd just travel. I just travel and fish all the time, but I can't afford it. So.
Going on vacation.
Yeah, we're actually going on vacation Tennessee here in about a month or so. The wife says drag the boat down with us, but I've got our itinerary already made. We're booked morning to night.
Night fishing.
Well, if you're down in Tennessee, look up Maurice.
What's that?
Maurice lives down in Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the biggest cat I've caught from the creek shore? Man, I don't fish much banks over the last few years. Basically, once I got into the river fishing, I got into river fishing because I had a boat. I was just too lazy, I believe, to try to fish the banks, not really knowing what I was doing. So from the bank, I'd say probably 15, 20 pounds, something like that. And it's been a while. I don't win everything. I just seen a couple of comments coming through.
Okay.
So.
Nashville, Tennessee is where Maurice lives.
Oh, okay. Michael Sheet, my daughter, if that's what you... I'll get back to that in a second. Do you believe? Sure. I don't know. I don't own one yet. I was trying to see if I can win one because I win some stuff every now and then. I was going to try to win one and try it out, but I barely caught that. But yeah, Tim, I think that I think Quentin Robbins would be a fantastic person to spend a day on the water with.
I'd agree.
Kevin, that's a good question. So 2 years ago, I found myself reusing old spots over and over again. And I won't say that I don't, because if they're productive, I'm always going to try them. But I typically only give something 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I'm out. But one of the things I started doing last year, the year before, is going to brand new areas I've never fished, trying new spots that I've never even looked at before. And surprisingly, I've found a lot of interesting things, and a lot of new areas, new favorite spots that I never would have found if I just continued to keep going back to the old holes. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I will check the spots that I know will produce fish, but I will always look for new areas or new techniques to try to find out what they're doing.
You know, sometimes I think your wife should be sitting next to you.
What'd she say? Fish the same place you try to place is very rare. I told you she don't fish much with me. So I'll tell you why she says that. Because when I fish with my wife, I try to go to the spots that I know are going to give her some fish. I want her to have a good time. Huh?
The same spot.
Just saying, yeah. I try to go to the areas that I'm pretty sure she's going to catch fish at. You know, and she's going to have a great opportunity to catch fish and a chance to catch a monster. So when I'm fishing with my wife, I usually don't gamble on finding new places and whatever. I try to put it on the fish. I don't know what she's saying over there, but she's laughing. So I'm waiting for something to come up in chat. I've never fished Santee. I got invited last year and couldn't go. Somebody actually, they offered to pay for the whole ride, and I just wasn't able to go at the time. And but I do want to go. With the wife's PB,
I missed that.
You lie like a rut. She's over there telling me, she's like, sound 46. 46.
I bet we were bad.
She's good. I told you, she's just like a real fisherman. She'll fit right along with us. No, I think her PB's somewhere around 20-pound range, 20, 25. I don't think it's much higher. My go-to bait, it's going to be shad. Shad is just a bait I can count on all the time. I can almost always get it. Skip's right on it. You can tell Skip fishes with me. He knows he can answer most of these questions for me.
Palmetto asks, tell us about the name Muskrat Adventures.
Oh, Muskrat Adventures actually came from my father-in-law. I know you guys, I talked about my father-in-law earlier. I'm very close with my father-in-law. He's just a great guy. He's a Vietnam veteran. You know, he's in the service for 24 years. Man, that guy's got stories that goes on for days. They'll blow your mind. But honestly, we were talking, and he was just making fun of me, kind of. And he's just like, "Man, you like to run them riverbanks like an old muskrat." And I was like, "That's actually pretty true." And I don't know, it just kind of stuck. So I went to call the boat the Muskrat, and we just added adventures to it, and we're having adventures. So if you talk to the guys, and I know it pops up from time to time, but the guys that fish with me, so Chad and Skip and Justin, I'm not sure if Justin's even in here.
In here somewhere.
I thought he was. We always end up having an adventure, some sort of escapade, whatever that word is.
Escapade.
That's it. It always ends up being something interesting. And I could tell any one of those stories if anybody's interested, but
go for it.
I just saw Justin's comment, so I'll go ahead and throw it out there. So Justin asked, "Do you like fishing in the foam?" So Justin and I head out on the High River. We're fishing the Ravenwood Pool, and there's an island on the Ravenwood Pool that I like to fish. And on our way back, the fog had set in, and it was pretty bad. I mean, it was really, really bad. And so I was using the graph on my unit to follow my GPS line back to where we came from. And so, you know, we would drive up so far, and then I'd scroll up the screen, and then we'd drive up some more, and I'd scroll up the screen. Well, I scrolled up, and we was going so slow, I seen a flip-flop in the water. And we drove by the flip-flop, and I was like, "Man, that's not good. I hope we don't find the person attached to it." And so we kept driving, and then we seen a flip-flop again, another flip-flop. And I thought, well, that ain't right. Like, what are the chances of finding both flip-flops? And so I scrolled back down my screen just a little bit because I'd gone off the screen. I scrolled back down and we had sat there and done circles all the way down.
That's the same flip-flop.
It was the same flip-flop. We were just driving in circles because I didn't scroll up the unit far enough, and so we just went round and round. Roger tries to scare everyone he goes with. I like to make sure that I like to make sure that people got guts. You got to have guts to fish with me, and if you got to back out every time, crap hits the fan, then it's just not going to be a good partner.
Wrong one.
I guess that means I got this because
Rick's on there. He was with me the day we was having a hard time getting anchored up on position. It was a high water situation, and between him and I fighting over trying to get the boat in the right position, perfect on the current scene, too far in, too far out. Somehow I grabbed a hold of the anchor and we finally got the boat in the right spot. And I chucked my brand new, never to be seen in water hurricane anchor, and there was no rope attached to it.
Oh no!
$70 anchor gone.
And no rope tied to it.
No rope tied to it. Yeah. Betty, I can't make any promises. Do I promise not to sink your boat? I mean, it's a pretty boat, but I'll do my best. I've seen that show, Deer Meat for Dinner, but I don't remember what he looks like. If I look like him, I feel sorry for the fella.
Why? He's making big money. We're not. You're not.
That's true. Well, he ain't making it because of his looks. He's got some cool content.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn him how to make that kind of content.
Yeah. Hey, while we're on the subject of the throwing the anchor and the rope or no rope, I want to add something because this actually happened to Chad and I when the Chad and I went fishing. As I've seen comments on a post about buoy balls, and if you're not familiar with what that is, it's the typically a big orange ball. It's set up on a rope system it'll pull your anchor up off the bottom of the river, and it's set up to where the rope will pull through one way but not back the other.
Right.
And it makes it 10 times easier to get your anchor. 20 times easier to get your anchor back. And I've seen some comments where people saying that they felt that they were dangerous. They felt that they're more likely to cause an accident than help you. And my theory is that if you're ever in an anchored position and you've got to abandon that anchor position, with that anchor ball on there, you throw your rope in and you leave. You come back and get your anchor when it's clear. So what had happened to Chad and I, we were fishing on the backside of a dam, and a barge was coming up. And typically on the river, the barge drivers, the tug drivers, they are the nicest guys ever. They are working and we're out fishing, and for them to accommodate us in any way is phenomenal. But this guy that day wasn't having it. He showed up and we were way far away from where we were not supposed to be, but he wanted to make a point, told us that we needed to get out of his way, and we're like, we're not in the way. So he swung the rear end of his barge around directly in front of us and just blasted us with some current. Well, you're not going to take that for very long. I threw the anchor rope over the side, and we reeled in stuff, and we just drifted back out of the way. We got out of the way. And once that barge was clear, we went back and got my anchor, got my rope, and we were safe. If you were in a position where you was tied and you didn't have that anchor ball, your options were to try to get your anchor back and possibly, hurt yourself, or cut your rope and just lose everything. And in my opinion, in my experiences, the anchor ball 10 times over has more than proven to be worthwhile in the boat.
I lost track.
What's that?
I lost track. I was listening to what you were talking about.
Oh, I'm trying to catch up and see what.
Oh,
if
they're
anybody
all
had any-
talking about the sinker, the anchor that Betty just got in, the no loss anchor.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's been a lot of good comments and reviews on that never lost anchor. Is that the one that is in two pieces?
No,
As
the
long
one
as-
that had the zipper lock at one end, zip tied to the anchor at the top, but it's fastened at the bottom. So if it snags and you can't get it, you break the zip tie and it comes up, pulls the anchor from the bottom up.
Most of them are that way. What I mean by there's an anchor out there that the shaft actually slides through the tines. It's hollow in the middle, so it'll slide through, and you can actually store it in like two pieces.
Oh, really?
So it's not, so it's not so tall. Have to take up so much space. So you collapse it. I'm not sure if that's the right one or not.
I don't know.
Do I think the barge bite is a myth or truth? I I like to think it's true when I need the encouragement to keep going. When I'm looking for a reason, I'm like, oh man, the fish should be turning on now. Here comes the barge. In theory, I think it does help. You're just moving things around. Fish scatter and fish go back, and when they scatter out of their holes or whatever, if the barge goes over, they're being, they're more likely to run across your baits because they're moving, as opposed if they're just hunkered down behind a rock, boulder, or log, and they never have a reason to move. I think when that barge comes by and it pushes them around a little bit, it does stir up opportunity for them to find your bait.
What?
Hey Rick, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I'll get with you here after a while about fishing tomorrow. Rick volunteered his boat for me tomorrow because I threw the other motor back on my pontoon. I want to take these boys fishing tomorrow, and but I haven't had a chance to run it. And so Rick volunteered the boat, and I just might have to take him up on it and make sure these boys get to go fishing.
Did you already answer that one?
Which one's that? No, I just now happened to see that one. Kevin, yeah, it's usually just about 30 minutes. If we're getting bites or there's even rare occasions where you just feel like, you marked a bunch of fish or you're sitting on some really good structure, you'll hang in there just a little bit longer, but generally, I'm an anchor fisherman for the most part. But yeah, I'll anchor for 30 minutes. And that seems to be happening. I'm moving on. Now I might just move down 100 feet, 150 feet. I might, bound down a few times before I give up on an area, but it's generally about 30 minutes before I'm ready to move on.
Now, what's your go-to, one of your best go-to fishing rod and reel setups that you have?
I'm a big cat fever guy. I like my big cat fever medium heavies. I think I got like 8 or 9 of them at this point. And believe it or not, the limited edition. So I have a limited edition one. The limited edition has a slightly different action to them than what the regular medium heavies do. And it's still a medium heavy rod, but the timing is just a little bit different on the sensitivity of the tip. I feel that at least I got one of the first green medium heavies, limited edition. It just seems to have a much softer tip to it. I love it for a flathead rod. And then my reels, it's 50-50. I got 6500s on half of them, and then I've got my pin squall on another. So like this here is actually, this is kind of a funny story. This is a pin squall 15. I know it's upside down, but
Right.
It's a 15, and I've actually got braid on it, and I don't normally run braid. And I put braid on this rod because of how thin that diameter is right here. I didn't feel like I got much line capacity because it's pretty narrow. Let's see if I can get it on there. So it doesn't look like it holds a whole lot of line, but when that reel got low on line, on braid, sometimes I will take the line off of one reel and spool it up on the other reel, and you got brand new line.
Right.
And so I took the braid off of that and spooled it up on a 6500 I had laying here. And even though that was full, even though that 15 was low, it completely filled up a 6500. So that 15 has more line capacity on a pin squall 15 than a boost 6500.
Roger, do you have any advice for this time of year, pre-spawn or spawn fishing?
Basically, this time of year right now, I'm moving shallow. The fish, everything's moving shallow. All right. So the flatheads and the catfish aren't the only ones spawning. Everyone's starting to spawn, and that puts a lot of bait on the bank. Your bluegills are making nests on the bed. They're making beds on the banks. Your shad are even starting to come in to spawn. Your crappie have been spawning. They've been up on the banks. So if all the fish are on the bank, then that's where the cats are going to be. The cats are going to be close to them banks. And so I'll stick to heavy cover on the banks. They're going to be feeding up like crazy, fattening up for their spawn. Depends on where you're at. Like here, I don't think we've quite started yet. I know that there's been a lot of big flatheads caught. And in my opinion, that's what it is. Everything's coming in to spawn, and the big cats are coming in right behind them, feeding, getting ready for their spawn. Break all my braid. I only have braid on. Actually, I only have braid on two poles. I have braid on the pole I just showed you, and my bumping rod. So my bumping rod is a beast, and I run Suffix 832 on it, and I like to bump. I really do. When I bump, something I do a little bit different than some of the other guys is we run braid on a bumping rod because of the sensitivity. We want to be able to feel the bottom, right? So we run braid all the way through because it doesn't have stretch, and we run a graphite rod because we want to feel the thump of the bottom. And one of the things I do a little bit different is on that dropper. So here's where I would tie my dropper on for my sinker. I also use braid for it. So like right here, I would run 10-pound braid. I got spider wire laying here. You can use anything, but when it comes to feeling the bottom, braid is going to be your go-to. So for me, when I tie my three-way, for the rest of this rig is set up. I've got my my mono leader here, and I like that 80-pound slime line heavy cover leader line. I've really enjoyed using it since I've started using it. It actually ties knots very well. I feel like it's tough. So for my bumping rod, it'd be here and then all the way down to a chain swivel. Going here. And then from there, I'd try to get my camera angle right, and then run it down to a demon dragon, and then to my hook. Now on my bumping rods, I like these Mad Catter. This is a XHD, extra heavy duty. Because if you've not been bumping, when they go to grab it, they basically try to yank that rod out of your hand. It's a different experience. It's pretty cool. And no matter how hard you try or how well you teach yourself, don't yank because you're using a circle hook. You yank because they're yanking the rod out of your hand and you're going to yank back. And so I like that hook because it's a hybrid. I can set the hook on it. I do run tape on the very beginning of the line. I've not ever backed it with mono, and I'm not had it slip. So, like I said, I've only run braid on the two rods, so I don't have a whole lot of experience as far as the braid goes. I'm seeing laughy faces all over, so I'm not sure what's happening in chat. I'm looking.
I know. I'm trying to keep up.
The chat is fun. I know it's like, I like to stay active in chat and keep things rolling.
Do you ever fish with brim busters?
I haven't.
They're like a 14-foot telescopic rod with an eyelid on top.
I actually saw that video that Kevin put out, and it actually made me want to go buy one because I love them.
I need to find out where I can get one to replace one I had.
Yeah. Hey, I
was fishing with mine, and I had caught a bluegill and started bringing it out of the water, and a big bass got a hold of it. So I got the bass and the bluegill in, but the crappie, the brim buster rod didn't fare too well.
I seen John up there ask what I use for mono. I'll be honest, my absolute favorite mono is Andy Monster. I run Andy Monster 50 pound, and then after that I run Slime Line 50 pound, and then like I said, my mono leaders are all the 80 pound Slime Line heavy cover. Chad asks if Roger bumps it like it hot. What? What?
Basically, I think he's talking about bumping the bottom like it's hot.
If I drop it like it's hot?
Right.
No, I mean, I like bumping when it's hot. I like bumping when there's current. I can't drop
one, but
I've never been able to drop it like it's hot.
Bump it hot. Bump it like it's.
Drop it like it's hot. I think they're talking about Snoop Dogg.
I think so.
If you need pencil weights, yeah, I didn't catch all that, Brandon, but I like pencil weights. I use them for a lot of different reasons. I make my own. Dragon weights and things like that. Favorite skipjack lures? Honestly, probably Shiny Hiney. Shiny Hiney is probably my favorite. I missed out big time. I know Justin's in here, and he just whooped up on the skipjacks this year on me. I only managed I think I only have 15 or 16. Now they were all 15 or 16 inches, which is good, but I didn't end up with a whole lot of them. Shiny Heinies was probably the number one. What worked for me that day.
What are shiny Heinies? Are they like a spoon or something?
No, they're like a shoot. Let's see if I got one laying here. No, they're kind of like a hair jig in a way.
Oh, okay.
They look more like a bluegill jig, or I don't know. It's not quite like a Sabinki rig. I mean, I like Sabinki rigs. I use them too. In Ohio, we can only use 3 hooks at a time. So every time I buy a Sabinki rig, I got to cut it in half.
I ended up having to cut off quite a few of my Sabiki rigs, but because we're only allowed to use 2. That sucks.
Yeah. Chad, what in the world, man? Chad just put on there, Roger can cook a mean wiener. Now, here I took this guy out on my boat, and I grilled out for him and cooked him a hot meal. I mean, I slaved over that grill. And this is what I get.
Pat was asking why are painter boards so expensive.
Hell, fun. I'll be honest. So I'll give you my 2 cents on planer boards. All right. Here is a clear board. Let me see if I can get it on there. Clear board. Okay. This one's, as you can tell, dirty, beat up. I use it a lot. I really like it. Okay. I won't lie. I like this planer board, but it's plexiglass styrofoam. There's no reason for it to be, a clip on the end, a little aluminum rod, and a clip. Now these clips, I get it. They're, you got to pay for those, and you got to pay for these clips. But outside of that, this is cheap. I make my own. They don't cost me that much. I guarantee it. Now these ones I just got, these spread 'em boards. Now I will say that these are totally different. If you guys look, I look like the guy on Tim Allen's show, the neighbor over the fence.
So
these here are all welded. So, right. So this is a piece of aluminum, angle aluminum, that's welded onto this. Now, out of all the planer boards I've seen out there, this is different. And I can see the aluminum and the aluminum welding is going to cost a little bit more money, and the clips. I get all that, but I can make a planer board. I can make a planer board out of aluminum, and it's tough. A piece of foam, and put my pool noodle, man.
Yeah, it's a pool noodle.
This thing, it cost me nothing to make, nothing, and it pulls the same as the rest, and it's tough. I mean, that's pretty thick aluminum, really. I shouldn't have used that thick, but it rides great in the water. It pulls great. It's tough as nails, and this piece right here is the piece that seems to be stumping everybody. And I'll just tell you what it is. Okay, it's what I'm using anyway. It's an arrow. This is an aluminum arrow shaft. And you look on the other side there, it has a screw. That's where you would put your broadhead in.
Right.
And if you just well, I've got it locked in there with a locking washer, but I just cut it off. Get on here. I cut it off and drilled me a little hole through it. Just like that.
In there.
And now I'm making planer boards for, nothing. Now, if I had plexiglass, I like the plexiglass because they're light, and it's less expensive to make than using the aluminum. But the aluminum are so tough. The plexiglass, they will crack on you. So, like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this. There is a crack starting around the hole is.
We see it.
And it's plexiglass. It's plastic. It's going to break. You throw them in and out of the boat.
Playing
Yeah,
sport.
man. I need to actually just sit down and go through one. I'll be honest with you, Kevin. You just steal free ones from me. um, I thought about making them and selling them just because how easy I think they are to make, and that there's a lot of people I think would, that could pick them up. I could sell them a lot cheaper than what everyone else is selling for. I don't want to be that guy, but I can just show people how to make them and just empower them to do it themselves, and I'd be just as happy. Because I love watching how-to videos. When Keith throws out his today fishing hacks, I'm all over it, man.
Who threw one out today? I missed something.
No, when Fishing Stuff throws out his hack videos and how-to videos, man, I just love that stuff up. How much is nothing, Kevin, on them? I mean, honestly, by the time I buy the pole noodle and board, that your clip is probably the most expensive part. And I think it's like $15 for 4 of them. So, I mean, it's really not a ton of money. It's just cutting the aluminum down and making it, sanding. Trade you a shirt and hoodie for a couple planer boards. We might have to do something like that. I can't remember who I was talking to. With as many of us as there are now coming out with stickers and really that's where it started out, decals and whatnot. Well, just trade. I've got Muskrat Adventure decals, stickers I had made, and I love stickers. And somebody's got stickers and they want to trade, we'll trade. Actually, I need to give a couple of these away. You want to do that?
Sure. How do you want to do it?
Yeah, it's pretty good size sticker. I like big stickers. I don't know. We could just choose a number.
Okay, let's see how many people.
How many we got in chat?
There's 19 people in here. So
right.
Let's start after Miss Mary saying nice sticker. Pick a number between 1 and 20.
There it is. I already got my number wrote down. As soon as I see it, I'll.
Everybody pick a number between 1 and 20 behind Miss Catfish Headhunter saying nice sticker.
They're rolling in.
You see what Janice said?
Yeah. Well, everybody thought we was going to go through a lot of doubles of 1 through 20, but I still ain't seen the number.
No, I haven't seen a double yet.
I seen a couple up there. I'd say let people keep guessing unless we just want to go closest. Because
keep guessing. The first one to get it right wins.
There you go. That's how I like it. Because then you got, is it closest without going over? I don't care. Guess as many times as you want. What happened?
Janice, this is the fun part where we see who can hit the number right.
Why give one out when you can give them all out?
Right.
I see the number. It was Chad.
All right, we did get a winner.
Yeah, the number was 8. Oh, right there.
Boy, everybody danced around that number.
Huh?
Everybody danced around that number. All right, we already have our first winner. Fishing with Chad won that one.
Fishing with Chad. And basically, if you go fishing with me, you get him anyway. So he's already got them.
Oh, he's already got him?
That's all right. If he wants another one, I'll send it to him. If he wants me to go on, we can go on. I don't care. Okay. How many people we got in here?
We got 21 in here now.
All right. So here's what I'll do.
So who's new in here?
Janice, you're fired.
James says, I'll send them out. Just send me your address.
There you go. There you go. I can't argue with her. If you guys want one, just that takes away from winning. See, if you win and then all of a sudden everybody gets one, then you don't feel like winning anymore.
That's the fun part.
Huh?
I know, that's a fun part.
Yeah. I can hear her in the other room yelling at me.
Oh, your daughter or your wife?
My wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, Kevin, she doesn't understand that. You got to pay to ship every one of them.
Yeah, but she ain't gonna use her pocket to do it. She's gonna use your card.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she reminds me all the time what's mine is hers and what's hers is hers. So it doesn't hurt anything.
No. Jay says give away one of your new reels.
Give away what?
One of your new reels.
Not yet. I ain't that good yet. Give away reels.
So what's your best rig? The Carolina rig or the drop shot rig?
Carolina. Carolina. Chad says give it to somebody else. He's already got some. He's trying to share the love.
All right. So everybody pick a number between 1 and 25 behind Fishing with Chad.
I already got that. You're supposed to make sure I pick a number first.
Hey, I'm just going with what you said.
I've got the number picked out. See, I actually already had 3 numbers picked out before the show even started to give them away. I just completely forgot. I didn't realize that we'd been on for an hour already.
Well, yeah, this ain't nothing. Heck, we're having a good time. It just doesn't even seem like an hour's been here.
No, I say just let the numbers rip until I find it. Just let them keep going.
Just keep guessing until you get it, until someone gets it right, Chunky.
Yep, just keep let her fly. It's more fun that way. That's what I do. I said that. Crystal, what are you doing? You get free stickers. You see, Kevin's on it.
Oh yeah, Kevin's. I mean, he's just popping them out.
And it's funny because I still ain't seen it. And the funny thing is I said that I had all 3 numbers written down. Yep, Kevin got it.
We got a winner.
21 was the number circled there. See, the thing is,
they're on it tonight. Boy, he just went right down the line.
Yeah.
22, 23, 24, 25.
Yeah.
Boy, he definitely wants that sticker.
Well, good. I got my Palmetto Cats decal and fastest fingers in the South.
All right, we did get a winner. So
yeah, Kevin won. That was, as far as I know, it was the first person that got 21. 21 was the number.
That's all right, Buckeye. We're still here. So
hey, Jim, how you going, buddy? Jim was down there with me when we was catching skipjack a couple weeks ago.
who,
What
Buckeye?
easy was it, buddy? It was tough. I didn't time it right.
Pamela says, yeah, I am the champion. Yeah, I go to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Hey, okay, Kevin, I seen it. I seen something pop up there. I couldn't open it and mess everything up. Is your birthday 8/21? It's not. It's 11/21.
He ain't off too far.
Huh?
He's not off by too far. That was a good guess.
No, I actually just won. I played some of these. Like Tackle Bandit game rooms, and I played all the James Darwood Hooker's Terminal Tackle. He has a game room called the Red Light Room, and I got in. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those game rooms or played in them, but I won that Minn Kota Tarova out of Kevin. I'm not. I wish I was. What? I don't know. What is Janice doing? I don't think I'm going to be able to tell her when I'm going live next time. She's going crazy. No, I'm not a veteran. I feel very strongly connected to veterans. What this here is Fishing for Freedom. I meant to bring it up earlier and forgot, but if you're not familiar with Fishing for Freedom, it got canceled this year. It should have been this weekend, actually, today. But they take veterans out fishing for the weekend. It's a tournament. They pay for the veteran to go out there. I'm sorry, hang on, something keeps popping up. They put them in a hotel, paid for. All their meals are paid for. They pair them up with somebody in a boat, and they take them out and they fish for whatever species they want to fish for. So they have a big banquet dinner. It is probably the most humbling and rewarding events that I've ever been part of. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, and as long as they'll have me, I'll do it every year until I can't.
Hello, everybody that's on the video.
Hello, midget.
They called you the mini muskrat.
That's a pretty good name.
That's a good name.
I'll keep it.
Where's that held?
This one's at Quincy, Illinois. I think they have one in Texas as well. The one I've been contributing to is in Quincy, Illinois.
Hello, great outdoors exploring guy. He said, "Hello, young man."
There you go.
Hey, little man.
That's a friend of mine that lives in Kansas City.
Gotcha.
Hello, everybody.
For the lake fishing, so they actually usually give a couple different options, but it's usually Mark Twain Lake, which is just right on the other side. It's actually in Missouri. And then they also fish the river down there for catfish.
When you get a chance sometime, can you send me that link to that tournament?
Yeah.
I got my own fishing rod. It's camo.
Yep. Like I said, this year, with the COVID and everything going on, like many other things, it got canceled and postponed. But, I'm looking forward to next year. Actually, it's crazy. I met him at the Catfish Conference in Louisville a couple years ago, and I told him, my father-in-law is a veteran, and they said, "Does he like to fish?" I said, "Oh, he loves to fish." He said, "Well, bring him out." And I said, We'll put him up in a hotel. We'll pay for him the whole 9 yards." And I said, "Oh man, that's fantastic." They said, "Do you have a boat?" I said, "I do." They said, "Well, we'll pay for you too. You come on out, and we will pair you up with We can either pair you up with your father." Thank you. They actually paired me up with my father-in-law, which turned out to be really awesome. And they put me and my wife and my daughter in a hotel, paid for everything. They put him in a hotel, paid for everything. And then they have an award ceremony and a banquet that weekend. It's amazing.
That'd be cool.
It is cool.
Like your wife said, she made a statement here earlier. I just got to find it again. Fishing for freedom is absolutely amazing. It's one of the most memorable experiences you will ever have.
I thought you would be thirsty because I'm thirsty.
It really is. And so they do like a, they have a memorial service the night of the banquet. And this last year, Lyle Stokes gave that speech. And hats off to Lyle. There's no way I could do it any better. But you couldn't get through 2 sentences without getting choked up. I mean, it's that deep. And I think I put a video out of it then. I don't know for sure. But Lyle did a fantastic job. It's definitely the right person for the job when you get that emotional, trying to get through a presentation for the veterans. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I that's one I'd probably be interested in checking out. And
Yeah.
I haven't done tournaments in 16 years.
Yeah. Well, one of the coolest things I've seen happen down there, and this is outside but Nate Davis and Mallory Davis from Tackle Bandit, they showed up down there just to help. Right? They didn't bring down. They didn't bring anything down there to sell. They didn't bring anything down. They showed up and they gave them rubber gloves and trash bags and asked them to just help clean up. We were at a meet and greet, which was, just a big dinner that they organized. And with the biggest smiles you could find, those two rolled up their sleeves and basically went table to table and started picking up trash. And they drove like 7 or 8 hours just to be there. And what they needed them to do was pick up trash. And they did it with the biggest smile. And I'll tell you, that moment right there impressed me and just show you what kind of people those guys are. And I was hooked. I've been a fan of Nate Davis ever since that day.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you fish tournaments?
I've started to fish a few. I don't get it. I guess I just don't take it all that serious. I enjoy going. I enjoy more learning. You can go to a weigh-in and never even fish a tournament. You can go to a weigh-in and learn. You can learn a lot just by hanging out at the weigh-ins. I enjoy the tournament setting. Hanging out in the parking lot. I fished Monsters on the Ohio this last year. I fished the Fishing for Freedom tournament a couple, 2 or 3 times. My very first year there, we got second place in crappie. My father-in-law, that's what he likes. He likes to fish for crappie. We actually did pretty good for folks that never ever been there and had no clue what we was doing. We couldn't pre-fish. We had a blowout on the truck and nobody carried the size tire I needed. And so the only day we got to pre-fish, we never made it to the water. We didn't put in the water till the day of the tournament and got second place.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. Skip, that for 2020, that tournament actually would have been today, this weekend. So it's canceled this week or for this year. And so I'm looking forward to doing it next year. Justin, are you finally fishing? Are you on the water now? I didn't get no invite. I don't know. Chad said he's going fishing tomorrow. I didn't get no invite.
Hey, I don't get no invites. I have to go fishing by myself.
Yeah, but I got all these people in Ohio.
I got a lot of people here in Illinois, but they live 3 and 4 hours north of me, so I don't get invited.
Yeah. Where do I get my tackle from? It's Tackle Bandit most of the time. I mean, there are a few things that I'll order, off the wall, but most of my tackle comes from Tackle Bandit. I did get tackle from Hooker's Terminal Tackle, which I still get some of their hooks. I do like them, but my favorite hook is a TK 9/0 wide gap circle hook. It just, in my opinion, that's just the best hook I could find. I know that there's a lot of people that have a lot to say about different hooks, but I was trying to find one here. I got a lot of tackle here. It's funny because Keith just put out a video a couple weeks ago. Talked about scratching your hooks, use a pair of pliers to get your hook, and then how they broke, right?
Right.
And I've said that for quite a while. Not saying that I knew it before he did, but if you look at any hook, you buy them. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of companies that are buying their hooks overseas. They get them over here and then they offset them. And the way they offset them is a pair of pliers. So exactly what he showed in that video about making that hook weak by scratching it is what you'll find in a lot of these other hooks. And I've abandoned hook companies that I've been using for quite a while because of it, because I broke a couple hooks that I thought should have never ever broke. And it was so like this here, I'll try to get it to focus. Yeah. Maybe.
Right.
So that there's a 9/0 tackling cat hook. All right.
Right.
So I'm going to take a hook out of a package, and I'm going to try to. This is the package. These hooks have never been out, and I'm going to show you. You probably know who they are, and I'm not trying to bash them. I'm just trying to. This is my opinion. You take that hook I just took out of the package, and you look right there.
Yeah, there's a crimp mark on it.
Yep. Yep. That's a brand new hook. It's never been out of the package, and it's already got nicks in it. It has made it a little bit weaker than what it needs to be.
Right.
And these are just brand new. Like I said, these are brand new hooks. But there's a lot of companies that are repackaging hooks from China. And I'm not saying these guys did that. I don't know them. I'm not saying that. But there are a lot of folks that are getting their hooks from China and they're sharpening them or offsetting them and rebranding them as their own and shipping them out hand over fist. And in my opinion, a company that hasn't done that, I don't care where the hook come from. If it comes from China and it was already offset, then it comes from China. But if you put a pair of pliers to it and bend it, you've weakened the hook. And that's just, for me, that's just not the hook I want to use.
Maurice is talking to you I posted on the screen.
Come on down, Tennessee, Muskrat. You're invited, man. I would love to. I'd like to just. There you go, Matthew Baker. I'm from Frankfurt. Looks like my wife is chiming in there. Yeah, we're from Frankfurt, which is between Chillicothe and Washington Courthouse. If you're familiar with that area. Yep. But I'm always up for fishing with new folks. Maurice coming down to Tennessee, man, I'd love to. Honestly, I think I could take off now and fish a different body of water on invites every week and get me into the fall. I just can't afford it. By the time you travel and try to stay in a hotel and everything else, I'd be broke in no time.
That's where Matthew's from.
Ashland. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I know my name on here is Muskrat Adventures, but it's actual Roger Dement Jr. If you want to look me up on Facebook, or my wife's name's on here, you could add her and get to me that way. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to talk to you and meet up with you sometime and go fish.
We were talking about catfishing last night, and we were helping him out as best as we can with how different rigs, different knots and stuff to use.
Yeah.
For catching bigger fish, bigger cats, and we told him he had to start using gut baits and stuff like that, and throw out bigger baits.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's used to doing. What type of fishing he's been doing up till now. But it's definitely a different ball game when I'm in, Skip. That's it. You just say the word, buddy. I'm in.
That one too, but I was trying to get this one first. Damn it.
Kevin?
Chat's running.
Hey, there we go. Kevin, you got to be careful saying stuff like that. I would take people up on offers like that. When it comes to fishing, it's basically travel expenses is what shuts me down. Matthew, it is. Let me.
Yeah, you can put.
Janice, if you could throw my email up there for him so he can.
I have to make a moderator first.
Oh, okay. Good thing you got a bunch of poor catfishers close by you, Roger. Hey, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to fishing with you guys. You guys got that fancy boat. I'm a little envious of the raft.
Now she can do it. Now she can do it.
Okay.
I had to make sure she was a moderator before she could do it because they only allow mods in the rooms to do something like that.
Post links and things like that. John, I tell you what, we'd make that a good trip right there. We would. I just bring my boat down. We can camp out and take the boat out and fish. The muskrat. There's a lot of room on the muskrat. We that boat is 22 feet long. That's the reason I did away with that center console was it took away a lot of room. It seems like a center console being right in the middle of the boat, you'd have room to walk around there. You do.
You don't have much room in your back. Maybe a foot on both sides before you hit the wall.
Yeah, the seating is horrible. And the center console seat, you got to share the seat with somebody, or I had to take a fold-out chair so somebody could sit next to me. And that's just you got a 22-foot of boat, and I got to take a camping chair so you can sit down.
No, that ain't. Oh.
So I just decided I'd go away with the center console, go back to the side-by-side. And then obviously I got a windshield yesterday for $50.
I know we talked about it a little bit before we went live on the trolling motor.
Yeah.
The new trolling motor you got for nothing.
I paid $20.
But what I understand, you won it.
I did. It was one of those game rooms. I picked the number. I picked a number, and I never picked. I always pick my kids' birthdays, and the kids' birthdays were all picked. And so it came up earlier. 21 is my birthday, and I never played number 21 on anything, but I did. And I got a message. It was like 2 or 3 weeks later. It took that game to fill up, and my phone started blowing up, and it said, "Hey man, you just won." Yeah, it was actually a fish finder. It was I can't remember. Humminbird 12 something mega. It was like $2,700 worth of fish finder, and I said, man, I really need a trolling motor. So that's what they did for me. He swapped it out and got me a trolling motor instead, and I can't wait to get it on the boat.
Boy, Chad's really letting you have it tonight.
Made me sit on his lap. Well, and the boats are rocking. Don't come a knocking. I'm trying to keep up with everything. And we have a good time, man. With me, I'm pretty simple. I mean, I fish hard. I really do. I take it more serious sometimes than I should. But I just that's just my passion. But when I'm on the boat, man, it's nonstop cutting up, having a good time. You know, typically I'm not the person you put on speakerphone. You just never know what we're going to be talking about, and we just have a good time.
Okay, Betty just called someone a lucky turd. I missed something there.
I don't know. I'm not sure if she was talking to Chad or not, but I don't think so.
I think she was.
I don't know. Either one of us would be lucky. And Roger sends lovely pictures. Mine are fish. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate that. Chad actually gets a pretty good story to tell. It doesn't normally happen this way, but when I took Chad out for the first time, he had some questions about his depth finder and more precisely about precision anchoring, finding a piece of structure and how to get back right on top of that piece of structure to present your bait. And we had gone through, and I'd marked 2 fish on the fish finder. I said, well, right off the backside of this hump right here, there's 2 nice fish. I said, we're going to circle back around. We're going to try to set up on them and catch them. And it was textbook. I got back. We got the boat set up directly on them. As probably 5 minutes, maybe less. Wham! First rod went down, fish on. I said, well, there's the first one. And then just moments later, my rod went down. Wham! I said, all right, there's the second one. We caught both of them. We got to go find more. And boy, that boy's chin about to hit the floor of the boat. And he's like, what in the world? I was like, I'm just kidding. It never happens that way. Yeah, as I told him, I was like, it never really happens that way. We just got lucky. But I mean, there's some skill involved. But.
Oh yeah,
Kevin, man, I really appreciate that. And Maurice, same with you too, man. I enjoy coming in. What you see is what you get. I'm not a real fancy guy. I'm not real flashy, and yet I just like to fish. I do appreciate that, Kevin. That means a lot, man. What did that, Roger? It's a lucky turd winning all the time. I have been on a pretty good winning streak. I've been on a pretty good winning streak this whole year. My wife dragged me to the casino. I don't know, it was January, February. I didn't want to go, and she made me sit down next to a machine, and I think I was playing like on a $20 bill, and I got down to like 50 cents and won 11 grand on a slot machine that I didn't want to be on.
What happened, Jay? That the DNR almost give you a ticket at the park?
Yeah, really, that's a good story, Kevin. I'm serious. I don't like to gamble. I guess maybe I do, but I don't like the casino.
I don't like the casinos because they just drain your wallet.
Yeah, and it didn't help anything because I kept telling her that that they're all set up to get you. They're not. Nobody really wins. Everybody has to win something or they'd never come back. And then I win, and now it's like crap. I was like, well, the odds of that happening again are slim to none.
1 in a billion.
Yeah.
You'd waste most of that money trying to get more money out.
Yep.
So what is a biggest flathead you caught?
55,
And you blue?
43. 43. So I need to get a bigger blue. I really want to get in that 60-pound range. So the state record down here for West Virginia is only, oh shoot, I think I just lost it. 50. I think it's 59 pounds. And there's plenty of fish over 59 pounds down here. It's just a matter of right place at the right time. Somebody's going to hit that record. Now, I was fishing for that record hard all winter. If you go back and look at some of my videos, I put out a lot of content over the course of this last winter. And it was the first time I ever fished winter. To be honest with you, I've only been fishing the river probably 4 years. I ran around lakes. Like I said, I did pay lakes for a while. Probably the last 4 years is all I've really been fishing on Ohio River. My buddy Herb, he's not in here tonight, but he said, man, if you ever caught a fish out of the river, you'd give up the pay lakes. It ain't the same. And I was like, I don't know. And we finally started fishing the river, and that's it. I caught a couple good fish out of the river, and I was done. I was ready to. I got rid of the pay lake stuff. I got the boat, and that's it. Matthew, get with me. I'll talk to you. I'd be more than happy to talk to you or meet up with you and see what you've been doing and what we could do to help you get you a new PB. We hit slide down every time I go. Right place. Channel. Betty, are you asking what size my biggest channel is? I know. Don't throw that out there. I don't like saying I fish pay lakes any more than.
Matthew, how big was your biggest channel?
Channel cat was 13 pounds out of Rocky Fork Lake. Actually, okay. Betty knows exactly where it came from because I showed her.
Betty's giving you crap about pay lakes.
I know. I deserve it. I get it.
Look at the fish she gave you. A mean one and a green one.
I know it, man.
Boy.
But the thing you'll know about me is I keep it real. Win, lose, or draw. I say it how it is, or how I see it anyway.
I think Skip said it all right there.
I can say. Thanks, Skip. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I really do. I love fishing.
Whoops.
There you go, John, man. That's what
I wasn't trying to click on that when I was scrolling down and my finger slipped.
That's all right. I do, man. I appreciate the kind words. I try to. I'm very fortunate. I feel like I've had a lot of good influences help me learn. Chris Souders is a friend of mine. He's an open book, not just to me, to anybody, who will help anybody out. Doc Lang, and I started out like many others did. I started watching Steve Douglas videos, and I learned a lot watching these YouTube videos. But one of the things I think I do different is I try a little bit of everything. I don't see anybody's one way of doing things and think that it's that way, or I might take a half of what I learned from Steve Douglas and part of what I learned from Doc Lang and a little bit from Chris Souders and make my own, make my own theory on how things work and whether or not, because in the end, we don't know what catfish think or why they do half the things they do. The only things they want are food shelter, and once a year they want to mate. And that's the only things you can really count on. Everything else is a mystery.
Right. Hey, Norman, do me a favor. Post up Muskrat Adventures link in chat, would you?
Thank you, Betty. I'm looking forward to fishing with you and Brandon. I think we'll have a good time. You know, I really enjoy. I think more than anything, I enjoy fishing with new people, folks that aren't familiar with the river system, aren't familiar with some of the tools and techniques that you can use to become successful in the water, and just things that I've learned trial and error. I mean, I still make mistakes all the time, but I've been doing it a lot. So I may have only been fishing the river for 3 or 4 years, but I fished a lot. On average, when I got my boat together, I'm on the river every single week, and on some weeks I could be on the river 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay, for those of you that are not subscribed to Muskrat Adventures, Catfish Headhunters has posted the link. Go click subscribe and the notification bell and watch his videos and show him some love. Let's help him grow.
Thanks, Abbott. I appreciate that, man.
Let's get him over 300 mark.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that would be awesome. I know with the boat broke down, I haven't been out fishing and doing much, and then I had a bunch of other stuff going on off to the side that kind of tied me up. Skip did grab me a couple weeks ago and take me out to Hoover, and we went dragging the entire day. Caught some nice catfish off of Hoover. I still got a video I got to get together and put out for that. And then, some more how-to stuff. I got some questions on how I've done the paint job on my boat. It's funny because as redneck as that boat is, and it's all spray paint. It's spray can the whole thing. I get tons of compliments. I'll come out, somewhere to eat or go get gas, and there'll be people standing by, and it just tickles me to death because I had no idea what I was doing. I watched some YouTube videos, and like I said before, I took a little bit of this and that, and I put it together, and that's what I came up with. But because I've had so many people interested in what I did and how I did it, I'm probably going to end up putting a video together on how I did that paint job, and because I create my own stencils, which is what makes my boat unique. Is you can't buy the stencils that are on my boat because I made them.
All right, everybody, let's share and spread Muskrat's page out to everywhere we can to help him grow.
I appreciate that. I missed something, man.
I missed something too.
I know. We missed the China buffet so much, and my heart is shattered. Man, I was talking too long.
I have 4 China buffets down by where I live.
Oh, do you?
What the?
I was trying to think of what's that?
My chat said shrunk to maybe this wide. Now I have to use my iPad.
Yeah, my chat is disconnected. The last thing I see is my heart is shattered. I don't know what happened after that.
I know. I had to go to my iPad to follow up on it.
Oh, never mind. Mine just it just started to kick back in.
Yeah, all the buffets are still closed around here. They won't be opening up until probably after the 1st.
You know, 25.
Yeah, this is how many people's in there now. Betty, I just now realized that watching you talk to Skip, that it was you and your husband at the Regular dudes baitology seminar.
Yeah, Amanda says, Roger, we're talking about how sad we are that we can't eat at Chinese buffets.
Oh yeah.
Is that a GoPro?
Mm-hmm.
Did it work good?
Chad says he just got 50 subs. Give another Muskrat sticker away.
I think I gave him 2 or 3. Go ahead, Chad. Has anybody got any questions? My phone, I've had my phone plugged into the laptop this whole time, and it's still been slowly losing charge. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it takes a lot of juice to run this or what.
No, the USB on the laptop
Yeah.
is not giving out enough juice to charge it. It just keeps it slowly draining that voltage.
How many do you have?
I don't know.
Roger, favorite snack on the boat?
I usually don't eat when I'm there. I'm to pay attention to.
Favorite snack on the boat is barbecue pork rinds.
Oh yeah, me too. But I usually don't eat when I'm on the boat. I'm too focused on catching fish.
Yeah, but when you get bored, you get hungry.
Yeah, sometimes, but I rarely eat, even though we're on there for like 6 or 7 hours.
Betty, that's going to become a thing now. We're going to bump it like it's hot. I mean, we're not. Just never mind.
Amanda says, keto snacks.
What was it?
Keto snacks.
Oh, no, I'm not on the keto diet. I'm not on any kind of diet. Seafood diet. I just about eat everything I see.
Chad says, I'm not giving my Muskrat stickers. They're used good.
Crystal, I didn't know you were still in here. Star Crunches, man. I haven't had a Star Crunch in I don't know how long. I'm not a big fan, really.
Star Crunches are good. I haven't found them in. I have to get mine offline.
Yeah.
Beef jerky's good too, Headhunter.
Yeah. Normally, if I can keep deer jerky around, I'll snack on it, but I honestly have to hide it. And now Crystal knows, but I normally have to hide it when I make it because it is gone. I can't keep it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I like jerky and stuff too. Stuff that's easy. Pork rinds are bad because I end up wanting to lick my fingers after I've been cutting shad up all day.
yeah, and that lake water don't do good for washing all that slime off either. That's where I learned to keep a bucket of clean water and hand sanitizer around.
Yeah, I keep hand sanitizer around. I don't know. I don't really use any cleaners of any kind. Like even my cutting board on the boat, I don't use any chemicals on that. When I put my bait on it, I don't want any chemicals on it. My bait coolers, they don't get cleaned with any chemicals. They'll get rinsed out, maybe even power washed with just straight water. But I won't add any bleach, any chemicals to my coolers. Because that stuff will leach out and get in your bait eventually. But on my hands, I might use hand sanitizer, but basically as long as there's no scales underneath my fingernails and my hands dry, I'll eat. I don't care. Oatmeal cream pies. I used to eat oatmeal cream pies. I don't know.
I used to eat them.
It seems like anymore anything real sweet. I don't know. You would think being fat, I'd be happy with anything sweet, but it seems like anymore I don't want anything sweet.
No.
Hey, I was waiting for somebody to say something about that.
What?
Because it's all about the bait, about that bait location. In one of my videos, I think it was with Harley Neal, we were talking about, different things to help, guys get on fish or stay on fish. And, the thing is, the fish don't care about they don't care about your boat. They don't care about how fancy your rods are, your hook, or nothing. All they care about is the bait. If you don't take time to catch fresh bait or properly maintain fresh bait, you've missed the boat. No pun intended.
I like what Betty says.
What she said.
Scales are the new lettuce when eating on the boat.
Well, Betty, we'll see about that when we finally get out and fish.
Brandon says fish slam will keep you from getting the Rona.
Well, that might be why I'm fine. I didn't stop fishing. Actually, through all this stuff, the only thing I really realized is that the way I live is considered quarantine because I didn't really change a whole lot.
No, I haven't changed a whole lot neither. Because I don't go fishing with anybody. I've only met one person this year, and we fished for a little while down below Alton Dam. That is Jason Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
We had fun. He learned one thing. Don't go snagging for paddlefish with a bait caster. It's hell on your thumb. Go with a
I bet. I caught a paddlefish on accident this year with skip. And funny thing is, I never had a hook. I never had a hook in that fish. Hang on a second here.
Oh, you wrapped around the line?
Huh?
He wrapped around the line?
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of lines out, as I normally do. And he somehow got wrapped up in the lines. And I'm telling you what, I thought I had a monster fish because that dude fought like crazy.
They will fight. They will fight. And people don't think they will, but you hook them in the tail or in the bill.
Yeah.
And you do that head check, boy, you're in for some painful trouble.
And, honestly, they're a really weird looking fish. I was so mesmerized and just kind of dumbfounded when I got the fish in. All I really wanted to do was get him back in the water, you know what I mean? And I didn't weigh it. I didn't measure it, nothing. Everyone's like, man, what it weigh? I have no idea. It was this big.
Would you believe a paddlefish's mouth and stomach take up over close to 3/4 of the body?
I wouldn't have until I seen it. It's amazing. And their mouth.
Flap?
Huh?
Did you notice its gill flap goes down half of its body?
Yeah. And I thought it was really, really odd. They're really neat looking fish.
But all they eat is plankton.
Mm-hmm.
Plankton
there was guys down there had hoop nets set out. And we kept noticing, I think it was Skip and I fishing that area. And we kept noticing these guys coming and checking them hoop nets. And finally I ran into them. I said, hey, what are you guys fishing for? Like, what is legal to be hoop netting? And their hoop, the squares on their hoops were like 12 inch by 12 inch. So I'm like, what are you guys doing? And that's what it was. They were hoop netting for spoonbill out of Kentucky. Right. And they said, they just, they got their eggs, basically caviar. I guess the spoonbill eggs are the closest thing to caviar as you can get. And
caviar, spoonbill and some sturgeon eggs are the closest thing you'll get to caviar.
Right. Yeah.
It's what they call the white sturgeon, which is in the Mississippi, but it's protected. If you catch them and you get caught harvesting the eggs out of them, you can get fined and go to prison.
No kidding.
Because those white sturgeons get over 30 feet in length.
Couple of alpha balls home. Here's
You have a good
Yeah,
night.
hey Brandon, I've seen a couple different videos of spoonbills being up in that area. Had no idea that they would be up in that spillway or in that hole. I know who you're talking about. That's crazy. Betty, have a good night. Thanks for your support.
Only one woman that did it, and she was too blind to see a white pole.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I was sitting at a stoplight the about 2 weeks back, and I was the lane closest to the left turn lane, and on the beside me was the straight lane, then the right turn lane, and there's this parking lot for kindergartens that you drop your kids off after school. So instead of the lady going around my truck, she went right close to the bumper, hit my 11-foot rod, almost broke it, but she didn't. She broke the lightning bug light in the mount, and she wasn't even paying attention. She hit that rod so hard it made a popping sound, and I rolled down the window and yelled at her. And she backed up and says, "Oh, I didn't see it." I says, "Ma'am, that's an 11-foot rod. That's pure white. The only way you wouldn't be able to see it is if you wasn't paying attention. If you'd stay off your phone, you'd see it."
Yeah. John, watching kid catch a catfish is a guilty pleasure of mine. And an 8 to 10 pound channel cat will fight like no other. I was out on Rocky Fork Lake a couple of days ago with the guy that was in here earlier, Rick Wilson, and we were crappie fishing, and he was using I think it was a 10 or 11-foot ultralight rod, and he hooked into had to be a good catfish, and that thing ran his boat. I mean, he's got I think it's an 18-foot lung, and it drug his boat around the lake, trying to get this fish in, and it probably after 15 minutes of fighting the fish, the hook finally pulled through the skin and he got away. We saw the bobber one time, and that was really about it. But man, and he's not 10 years old, and he was giggling and laughing and smiling. I can only imagine what your 10-year-old daughter's like hooking into 8 to 10 pound channel cat. I get a kick out of watching these boys catch fish, whether it's a bluegill, crappie, catfish. Watching these boys catch fish, it warms me up.
Oh yeah, Brandon's saying the guy caught one out of the spillway a couple months ago. Did you pick that up on Facebook, Roger?
I didn't see that. I don't think so. Way to go, Justin. 16.7 pound channel cat. Shoot, that'd be my PB right there. My PB is 13 pounds.
That's close to my PB.
That is a good channel cat, man. You got Gabby with you tonight, buddy? So I need to quit. I need to get my head in gear and either crack down and get this boat done quick, or I need to just go start fishing some bank spots before I lose my mind.
Actually, this time of year, bank fishing's been doing really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if just because your boat is down, don't stop fishing. Just go out and take a lounge chair and some rod holders and some cut bait with you and go fish from the bank.
Yeah, well, normally I've been working on the boat all the way up until dark, and then by then I come in, take a shower, get something to eat, and there's usually somebody to talk to on YouTube. So that's usually how my days go in a nutshell.
That's a challenge.
Zip code 33, man. I don't care how old you are. That's hard to beat.
Michael says, my 4-year-old reeled in a 5.9 pound channel cat. It wore her down, but she didn't quit. She brought in 13 pound PB carp too.
Man, that is awesome. Man, especially when they're that little, when they're 4 years old, everything is over the top. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, when the shad's going crazy along the banks, spawning,
Yep.
you know all the other predator fish are right behind them, just ready to chomp on them.
Good. Yep. People don't realize that the shad are going to spawn too. They're going to be going through the same transitions that everybody else is going through. Justin just sent me a picture of that channel cat. Man, that is a good look. Man, the gut on that fish. Wow.
Look like the football.
That reminds me of myself.
Earlier, you know how I showed you the drawing?
Oh yeah. So look what he did.
I Sharpied it to make
You gotta get it over this way.
There you go.
Oh, SpongeBob.
Yeah. So earlier he tried to show it to you, but it was in pencil. He couldn't see it very well. He went back over it with a Sharpie.
That is good.
Thanks.
You gonna paint him or color him or what?
I will in a minute. I'll just go do it right now. I'll show it to you. I'm done.
Thank you.
Kevin, man, good luck in the morning. Hopefully you get some footage for us. Even if you don't, video anyway. I enjoyed the last one that, not every video is going to be monster fish, keeping it real. I started saying that more lately as real deal. And that's the real deal, man. You're not always going to tear them up.
Exactly.
She doesn't even have a Palmetto Cats t-shirt yet. Man, I'm going to have to give me one of them shirts. I actually was on, Kevin, I'll probably get with you the next day or two. I was on that Teespring's website today looking at possibly getting my shirts up on that site too. And, but I'll get with you on that if that's the right route to go. It seems super easy.
You think it would be? He says, check your messages, Roger.
Who's that?
Palmetto.
Okay. Yeah. I seen a couple of them pop up there. I've actually got, it says I got 13 messages on YouTube or Facebook right now.
He says he'll help you.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward, but somebody that's already done it and doing it. And honestly, I respect Kevin's opinion. He seems like a pretty intelligent fellow.
Him and Norman, Headhunter,
yeah,
they're pretty intelligent about that kind of stuff.
I've just recently picked up Headhunters, and I haven't got to watch everything yet. But man, I really like what I'm seeing so far. I think I sent him a message.
Yeah, he also has a Teespring account too.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he has t-shirt, hoodies for both men and women's, and leggings.
Yeah, the leggings are getting popular quick.
Oh yeah, but his wife says if we get 50 live in 50 people in his chat one Saturday night, she's gonna have him in leggings and a tutu.
Wait. When?
On Saturday night, if we get 50 people in this chat.
And he's tomorrow.
Huh?
He's tomorrow night, isn't he?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Central Time.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
50 people in chat, him in the leggings and the tutu.
I don't think it's as hard as what it sounds. 50 people ain't that bad. I don't know what we got up to tonight with the highest.
Here we got up to 23.
23. That's not bad considering I brought half my family in.
Yeah,
which is good.
That's good because it just grows every week. But now we're still sitting at 14, and normally by this time we're down to about 7. So everybody's staying in here because of the good chat and conversation we're having.
Yeah. If you get me going, I could talk forever.
Me both.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I laid out all kinds of crap here because I wasn't sure what we was going to get into talking about or techniques and things like that. Questions.
we
I'm
were
sure.
that's what started getting you on techniques, but people started asking questions, so I just
Yeah.
went that way with it. I let the questions go.
One of the here's one that I like, and it's a lot of guys making floats. All right, and this I didn't make this float. This is actually Angry Cat Bobbers. We talked about him earlier tonight.
Yeah, the guy we couldn't think of.
And I still can't.
Huh?
Justin, his name's Justin.
Hey, you got better than I did.
Dang it. Anyway, one of the things I really like to do with these floats, and I'll try to keep it in view here, is they have these clips on them like a planer board. And
Right.
so for people that don't use planer boards much or understand what they can do is, you open this clip up, and they're a little tough. You open that clip up and you put your line in there and it closes and it grips on the line. And now when that's on your line and the other end here is free, you can, I don't actually like this clip. I would put a different type of clip on, but it just kind of goes through there and in, and this slides on your line. So what I do is I will get this thing out in the water and I will continue to feed line until it gets back to the brush pile or, rock, riprap, or whatever it is that I'm wanting to get my bait by. And then I'll take my wrist, I'll just pop it real quick, and that'll let this loose, and it'll drop my bait straight down on top of whatever I'm wanting to fish. So instead of trying to cast over a log jam and then drag your bait back across it, and drag it back across it and get hung up and things like that, I just float this down close to it, and then it's kind of like using a drone, if you can imagine it that way. I just float it down and then I just drop it. And even from a bank, if you're fishing an inside curve of a bank and you want that bait to get out there, you can run that float like this out however far down or however close to the bank that you want to get it or wherever, and just pop it and just drop your bait right where you want to leave it. They don't always have to you don't always have to leave it in that suspended position because of that clip. You could pop it and drop it.
The man of the hour just showed up.
Uh-oh. Who are we talking about?
Catfish and crappie.
Oh, man. There he is. Man, we was talking about you earlier. I got asked a difficult question if I had to choose between catfish and crappie. And I said catfish, but your name comes to mind every single time because it's either catfish and crappie.
I don't know a catfisherman that won't fish for crappie.
Yeah. Well, I think Chris Souders had a video out a few weeks ago, and it kind of really talked about being a multi-species angler. And, when you're fishing for crappie, you're looking for, brush piles, down trees, things like that, ledges, all the things that typically hold good catfish. I'll be honest with you. It's hard. It's hard for me especially here last month or so, I've cleaned, I don't know, a few hundred crappie. And man, it's just hard. And when I cut them heads off them things, I say, man, that'd make a great piece of cut bait right there.
Oh,
and I have to throw it away. You know what I mean? Legally, I'm not allowed to use it. And it's just like, man, that's awful.
Well, what they don't know that don't hurt them.
Well, we'll just leave that alone.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything else on that, but
yeah, that's exactly it. I eat the crappie and I hunt the catfish.
yeah, I love the crappie. I eat them all the time, but the parts of the crappie I don't eat just magically disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that, they protect some species of fish, but not others. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yep. That's good, John. There ain't nothing wrong with trout fishing. Those are great eating too. They're harder to come by for me around here. But my wife's kind of the same way. She never really fished a whole lot to begin with. She likes crappie fishing. It's fast paced, keeps her busy. But when she hooks into a decent catfish, that's it. She's funny. One good catfish on the trip really just kind of makes it for her. And I'm kind of the same way. When I fish, I really fish for one fish. I want to catch the biggest fish I could find. Muskrats. Hey.
Boy, he's just at it with you today for some reason.
Oh, I could take it. Chad's a hoot, man. He's a heck of a dude. He's extremely likable, smart. I like Chad.
So go ahead.
Yeah, when I go fishing, I fish. I'm fishing for the biggest fish there is in there. If I catch some smaller fish, I catch smaller fish, and I still have a good time. But when I fish, I'm targeting the biggest fish I can find in that water. Where is he going to be? And if I fish all day and I only catch one fish, but it's a good one, that's good enough for me. That's a good day.
Oh yeah, just even if you catch one cat, you're set for the day.
Yeah.
But there's big ones are always a plus. Fighting a nice 55 to 85 pound blue or flathead.
Yeah, I got nothing like that under my belt yet, but man, I will eventually. I don't know if you saw the video I put out winter fishing. My buddy called it. He said, "Hey," he said, "You've been catching some decent fish here lately." He said, "Today I want to bust my PB." I said, "Well, all right." I said, "What's your PB?" I think he said it was like 35 pounds or 36 pounds or something like that. I said, "That's a tall order." I said, "But they're in here. We just got to go find them." And he ended up catching 3 fish right at 40 pounds at the exact same time. I don't know if you caught that video or not, but he has 3 40-pound fish laying in the boat at the same time. They just one rod was down, and while it was live, we didn't realize it. But once we watched the video back, we're fooling around with the first fish, and the other fish has got the rod buried for a while before we even realize what's going on. And then we're messing with the second fish, and the third fish is on, and it's just it's crazy. It's gonna be hard to ever beat that day, but
no, that's just amazing. He caught 3 40-pound fish in one day.
at the same time. I mean, it wasn't like back to back. I mean, like the fish was still on the floor. We didn't even get to put it in. We couldn't even release it yet. It was crazy. It reminds me of not quite as good, but there's a video out there from the James River. I think it's getting up there in age, maybe 6 years old or 7 years old now. The guy caught like 743 pounds of fish in 4 hours.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I know.
But he's got it all right there on video. It's just one right after another.
He had to be sitting on one hell of a hole of cats.
Every way he threw. So, and he's fishing out of like a 16-foot John boat. I mean, it's not like he wasn't no big dude. And he was every which way he had the rods, that he was catching fish 360 degrees around that boat.
He had to be in that. Hey, he had
40,
to be in
50, 60s. Yeah.
That's a hell of a honey hole.
If you've never wanted to fish the James River before, you watch that video, you're going to want to go to the James River, which I already want to go to the James River, but that video just like.
Where's the James River?
Huh?
Where is the James River? Ohio?
Virginia.
Virginia?
Yep. And seeing that river is a tide river, so you actually got to watch how you fish it, depending on how far out you go, because the current will be going one way. 6 hours later, it'll be going the other way.
Right. High tide, low tide.
Right. And I've never even, well, I guess I've taken a couple of charters out on the ocean, but outside of that, I've never even fished the ocean really. So having to think about tides and, the possibility of brackish fish and things like that, never crossed my mind.
That's where you have to pay attention to lunar tables. Your moon tables.
Yep.
That'll tell you when the fish are biting good and when they're not. Actually, I'd say that goes the same for freshwater fishing too. Your lunar tables will help you with the fish bites.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, I don't follow it like I should. I haven't read into it as much as I should, I guess. Same with the barometer. To me, I just fish every chance I can. So if tomorrow's the day,
So what? Cool.
Yeah, if tomorrow's the day I get to fish this week, then that's just what it is. And if the barometer is up or down, then I'm just going to deal with the conditions and fish around it. Yeah, Skip. Yeah. I know you saw it too, man. If I could think of it, Abbott, I'll send you that video later on, or it might be tomorrow. We're getting late now, but yeah, it's insane.
That'd be a hell of a video to watch.
Yeah, the guy's like, and the storyline is that his buddy stood him up that morning or didn't show up or something, so he went without him, and then he just had a stellar day, and it's just hilarious. I mean, there's a little bit of foul language in it because he's losing his mind. I mean, as you can imagine.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, the guy's just going crazy.
Who wouldn't be losing their mind?
Yeah. Man, Chad, good luck, man. Appreciate you coming in and joining us and keeping the chat rolling, poking fun, keeping us on our toes. Good luck in the morning, man. Stay safe. Send me some pictures or invites. I mean, Skip's in here giving me invites. Skip, we're going fishing Monday or Tuesday. You tell me what day, and I'll be ready. Skip knows how I am. Skip just says, be at my house 5 a.m. I'm there 4:30.
I'd be there at 3:30 blowing on the horn.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make his wife mad. I try to keep everybody happy. I'm going to have to get to bed soon, put the boat tomorrow, and win some money. Dad, you fishing a tournament tomorrow? Win some money. I'm guessing he's talking about fishing a tournament.
Chad's been talking about fishing tournaments every weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, he said something to me the other day about, I think it was last weekend, though. There was a tournament last weekend he was fishing.
Right.
Which is good. I mean, like I commented on his last video that he just put out. He said that, he just bought a boat last year. And in his last video, Chad is pulling planer boards. I think he was pulling 4 planer boards by himself in a creek. And
4 planer boards in the creek by himself. You know how hard that would be?
Yeah, I do. That's hard. And it's hard, especially for a guy who's just getting into it. He's still learning his boat and how his boat operates in current and lakes and rivers. And, he's still learning.
Yeah. Then he's putting out 4 planer boards.
Yeah. And he was managing it. I mean, you could tell in the video that, he's spending a lot of time looking back but you got to, but, I got you, Chad. Yeah, I mean, I gave mad props to Chad. I think it's great that he's, showing fearlessness. Basically, he doesn't know what he's doing fully, and he's not afraid to try to fail or succeed. Tanner's Creek, man, that would have been a good one. I've never fished Tanner's Creek. I hear a lot of good stuff about it.
Tim's asking if you fish for a living.
Heck no, I wish I did.
So do I.
What do I do for a living? Honestly, I'm off work right now. I've been in logistics for 15, 16 years. I'm a warehouse operator manager for Target distribution. And I was a Walmart distribution for 15 years before that. And without putting too much gloom out there, I've got some serious health conditions that have caused blackouts and dizzy spells and things like that. I had 3 tumor surgeries on my brain. That's pretty much kind of screwed me up pretty good. I'll be honest, that's why I got into fishing so hard, and it's definitely why I started YouTubing. I was bored. I used to hunt a lot. I can't climb trees anymore. There's quite a few things I can't do that I used to enjoy doing, and it was really getting me down. And picking up fishing harder and doing the YouTube thing really kind of helped me get through and stay positive. That's why somebody asked a question today why I had all them electrodes hooked up to my brain. It's they're running more tests and try to get things squared away on me. But all in all, I'm all right. Look tomorrow, try planer boards. Wasn't pretty. Hey, Justin, we pulled planer boards all over. What was that? The Captain Mad Jack's tournament, Taylorsville. I fished that with Justin last year, and we pulled planer boards the entire night. We didn't do too bad. We got a couple fish. For guys, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. But we fished it and we had a good time. All right, Matthew, I'll check that out. My email and get with you. I'll have a problem, texting you or calling you or whatever it takes to help you out a little bit.
John Patrick says, Roger, a Ram 1500 makes a nice deer blind and has heat and radio.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't afford them either. I've killed some nice deer in my day. I'll just be honest, not being able to hunt out of a tree stand, I started trying to hunt from a ground blind. It just, I don't know, it just didn't appeal to me. It kind of depressed me more than anything because I know how much more of an advantage, how much more I enjoyed fishing. That's all I think about. How much more I enjoyed hunting from a tree stand, and so the more times I hunted from a ground blind, the less desire I had to go, and it just I just ended up sticking to fishing pretty much solitarily.
Yeah, Catfish and Crappie says, Muskrat Adventures, you and I have a lot in common, brother. Fishing saved me. Stay well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I try not to put any of my personal stuff out there just because I don't want that kind of attention. It is what it is. I hate. At first it sounded great. I could not work and and do whatever I wanted, and it was good at first. And then I realized I can't do whatever I want because all my limitations. Right. And now I've been off work for almost a year, and now that's all I want to do is go back to work. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's going to happen. That's I just keep pushing for answers and keep bouncing around different places and different doctors and try to get answers. But hopefully they get me straightened out.
Yeah, I'll keep you in our prayers and thoughts and pray that you do get better.
I appreciate that, man. I do.
Because we can't let another catfisherman be sitting on the side, not getting anything done.
Yeah.
We have to show some kind of support to them.
Yeah. Yep. I appreciate it, man. That's that's kind of why I like doing what I do. It's, like I said earlier, I enjoy taking new people. I enjoy, teaching what I know. I don't know everything, and I don't know as much as a lot of people. I'm learning all the time. But I'd say the difference in me is I'm pretty aggressive. If I have a question, I call up, guys that I trust in the industry, or I message guys that I trust. And I've been very fortunate enough to make some pretty good friends along the way. And so I just, as gracious as I am to receive that type of information and how much it helped me, I pay it forward and try to help as many people as I can, and hopefully put some PBs in the boat for them. My favorite crappie recipe. You're gonna laugh at this one because it's simple, but I'll tell you that it's a lip smacker. So I take my crappie fillets, egg wash, nothing fancy. I take a little bit of, it's about a 50-50 mixture between Frying Magic and instant potato flakes. Instant potato flakes give it that real flaky, crispy coating on it. And I roll it I mix the Frying Magic and potato flakes together and pan fry it up. And it's good. I use that breading for like chicken, crappie, everything. And people try it and they really like it. And they say, "What is that?" It's instant potato flakes, not the buds or spuds, but the instant potato flakes and Frying Magic in it. You like it? I like it. I really like the flavor of fish. And most other meats is the same way. I don't try to cover it up by adding a whole lot of flavor or spices to it. I like the flavor of the fish. Heck yeah, bluegill is awesome. I love eating bluegill. It's hard for me to eat bluegill because I want to use them all for bait. But every now and then, I'll go ahead and fillet me up some big old bluegills. If Skip's still in here, Skip has a honey hole that puts out the biggest bluegill I've ever seen. These things are monster bluegill.
I'm looking for a monster bluegill this year.
Salt and pepper. What is that?
I'm looking for a monster bluegill this year.
Oh, Skip's in here. He saw. Skip, we might have to grab a couple of them. We're going to take fishing Monday, Tuesday, whatever day we decide to go. I've actually got bluegill. I got a bait tank in my garage that I made out of one of them big 275-gallon plastic totes.
Yeah.
With a metal cage around it,
Uh-huh.
And, I've got bluegills in there now. It's been alive for over 2 months.
I got a 75-gallon aquarium in my bedroom with about 23 bluegills. Been alive in there for 2 years.
One upper.
Huh?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's how they eat waxworms. I feed them waxworms 3 times a day.
Holy cow!
You got to see them tear up water too.
I'd have them eating pond food by now. It'd be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but I've been trying to find pond food around here for them, and it's hard for me to find it.
I just order on eBay. That's what I do. I feed my bluegills. Well, all the rain we've had, I can walk out on my concrete out here and pick up worms. I throw worms in there when I get a chance, but about every day I feed them pond food, and they tear it up. They come up and hit it top of the water like your cichlids do.
Oh, you seen that, huh? You seen the fishing frenzy.
I've got. I almost set up in my living room. I got a 200-gallon freshwater tank in my living room, but it's a community tank. You don't really have. Oh shoot! I've got like Baylor sharks, rainbow sharks, things like that in it. You know, I used to run it with African clown knife, and my African clown knife got about 24 inches long.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't have anything else in the tank. She ate everything I put in the tank. I bought bluegills. I was reading chat. I got some goldfish for her. I threw in there. I think we got 5 dozen. She ate them all overnight. 5 dozen goldfish.
Shit.
Gone. I'm telling you. We couldn't believe it. We thought they died. We was looking into pumps. We were looking under rocks. She ate them all. Yeah.
And she's what, 24 inches?
She was. I had to let her go. I ended up taking it to Petland, and they ended up giving me store credit for it. And it's a crazy fish. Its mouth opens up great big like a crappie, but you better not stick your finger in there because she's got some razor sharp teeth. She got big teeth. When I took her in there, that's exactly what the guy did at the Petland. I took her in a 5-gallon bucket, and he stuck his finger in to lip her and come out blood. It was bad. That fish got him good.
What?
Chad, man, what are you doing? 28 bluegill, 8 to 10 inches. Man, that's a heck of that's a good spot right there. Man, I'd love to have a bunch of 10-inch bluegill.
8 to 10 inch bluegill, man, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to get him 5 to 6 inches.
Yeah.
That 5 to 6 inches is what I use for flatheads and big blues on the river.
Yeah. Well, I've got my youngest daughter, sending me messages here. She's out of state, so my phone is slowly dying, and I've drank everything in sight, and I think the kids fell asleep.
Yeah, I haven't seen one pop in on you lately.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on.
Abbott, I appreciate you having me, man.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate the support, and guys, thanks for all the support and stuff. I'll get back with those guys there with the decals. If you guys have questions, anything, related to my area or just want to chat with me, you can look me up on Facebook, Roger Dement Jr. You can hit me up on one of my videos. Just leave comments here on YouTube. I'm more than happy to talk with any of you.
Would you believe there's still 15 people in chat?
Is it really? Mine froze a long time ago. It still says there's 25 watching, so I wasn't sure how many was actually in there.
No, I just refreshed my tablet and it says 15 people in here.
No kidding.
Yeah. I've never run a stream this long with that many people in here, staying in here and just chatting.
Well, look at us.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, and you have a good night.
All right. Yeah, we're taking these kids fishing in the morning. I forgot. I gotta
you gotta get up early.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Hey, Chad. Good luck tomorrow, guys.
You guys all have a good night. Be safe. Stay safe. And we'll see you next Friday night at 7 p.m. or we'll see you Monday night on Catfish Weekly.
You guys have a good one.
You too.